And here we are at Drake's Brewery and Barrel House in San Leandro, California. And look at who we happen to run into here. That's the one and only Danny White. Not to be confused with David White from Heathen, who I'm going to be interviewing next month.
I know that guy.
Danny White.
My brother from another mother.
Wow. So, as I was saying before, from Funkmeister to Cowboy, man. I mean, we went from Mordred to the Emery Villains. How long you been doing this country twang, rockabilly, Americana thing, bro?
It's gonna be like 6 years.
6 years now.
No.
2019 when we started.
Damn.
Wow.
It goes fast.
Our first show is when they fucking shut us down with
Right.
COVID.
So it was right before COVID like kicked in, really.
Were you always into this style of music? Because we know your background from rock and metal and funk, but what drives you to want to do this kind of music, and what do you like about it so much?
I mean, I've always been a fan of guys like Steve Morse and Eric Johnson and
Oh, Dixie Drake, Steve Morse, who went on to play with Deep Purple.
correct.
Wow,
Yeah.
you're a fan of him. He's
Massive,
freaking
massive
awesome,
fan.
right? Yeah.
I went to school at MI, and one of his I don't say protege, but somebody that just like totally looked up to him as well. Jimmy Herring was sounded just like him, had his same guitar, and he was also a student there at MI.
Oh, wow.
When I went there, and now he's gone on to do a bunch of stuff
Was this in New York?
in the South. No, I went to Hollywood.
Okay.
I was there for a year.
Oh, MIT down there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Wow. Wow, so many great players
Gilbert
have
was
come out of there.
in my
Paul
class.
Gilbert, holy crap,
And
man.
he went on to teach there like the
Wow.
next year.
That's next level playing, bro.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, for sure.
I have to say too, a lot of people love, their favorite English bands are Zeppelin and the Stones and the Beatles. Deep Purple has always been my number one. The lineup with Blackmore and Lord, mostly, that combination is just like, from the gods, of the music geniuses. So,
Yeah.
So you're, what other guitar players have you is inspired you over the years to do what you do besides Steve Morse?
Well, I mean, there's just all kinds of amazing. Roy Clark comes to mind. Glenn Campbell's a hell of a picker as well.
Wow.
He's he's a flashy dude.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of dudes that are out there. Right now, I'm following this dude named Andy Wood, who's he's in Tennessee. I think he's near Knoxville. But check him out.
Right on.
Andy Wood is fantastic. He's like a fusion, roots in mandolin, but he's a shredder.
Wow.
So he's a super, super fast picker. Billy Strings is like the newest guy that's on the scene that
Yeah, heard of him recently. Yeah,
Just
he's
in
a
a
big
baggie.
one.
Dust in a baggie. Went to go see him a few months back at
I like that song.
the Greek Theater. It's a great song. He's got great.
He seems to be the big guy next to that Joe Bussanoma or whatever his name is, right? That guy.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
another big one.
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah.
And
You ever got into guys like Steve Vai and Satriani and all those
for
guitar
sure.
guys?
I mean, that's like my non-country list goes beyond.
Yeah. Remember the Shrapnel label with Mike Varney, and they had Jason Becker and Tony McAlpine and
Yeah.
Vinnie Moore. That was quite a scene too, right? As far as like
Tony
guitar
McAlpine
players.
was recording at Brewery Recording Studios when we did our first record.
Fool's Game?
Yeah.
Nice.
So he was there.
Oh,
doing
wow.
His own thing. And
Nice.
We kind of hung out because it was a great place. It was this farm.
Yeah.
And there was this, there was a dude there that was cooking food. Super nice guy. Mexican dude. He's called me Maestro.
Yeah.
Just like super sweet. And it was a farm, bunch of chickens, bunch of little houses, and we stayed in one of the houses. And Calpine was there, and he did his thing. We did
Oh,
our
wow.
thing.
Probably Edge of Insanity days, probably that first record.
Yep.
Well, what a moment there, because I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall with Chuck Billy doing backup vocals on Fool's Game, if
Yep.
I'm correct.
He was
And
in there. Yeah.
yeah,
Yep. There was
and
a bunch of heads coming.
bunch
up
of
with
Bay
that.
Area guys supporting the guys, and that album cover always fascinates me because my favorite artist is Salvador Dali.
Okay.
Every time I look at that album cover, It's very Dolly-esque. And,
Yeah, for sure.
And same with the Vision EP. Really great artwork, just really abstract and really fucking awesome.
Cheers.
So
That's quite the
let's go back to that record, Fool's Game. I mean, Mordred, groundbreaking. Everybody's was just straight up doing thrash. You know, we had, you know, Laz Rocket went from power metal. They were thrashing up a little bit. You had the Exodus and Testament, and later on Violence and Forbidden Evil and all that. But man, Mordred, you just you went somewhere else with this. The first band to have a DJ before it got trendy. Just for the record, 10 years before Sugar Ray, Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park all had DJs in their band. These guys brought in Aaron Pause Vaughn in the mix, and it was straight up the next level of originality and creativity, man. It was beyond fucking badass.
Thank you.
And I always say, In This Life album is such a game-changing album. I put it up there with Death Angels Act 3, Queensryche Rage for Order, Vapor Transmission from Orgy. It's one of those records that just like is so decades ahead of its time, and just to be so bold to mix the funk and the metal and the DJ, it was just awesome, man. I can't say enough about it. If you guys have been under a rock and don't know about this album, luckily YouTube, you can hear the whole record. It's just amazing, you know. We got Art on bass, you know, Danny, Jim on guitar, who did some time in Heathen, and as history.
Jim did, yeah.
Yeah, Jim did. And so a little bit about your history. It's funny because when the band played Hate Street Fair with Gannon on drums, Danny White wasn't there, but Sven was there. And Sven was in Mercenary, and I think you came from Mercenary back in the day.
I did.
And you guys, after your metal set, you would just go into some funk grooves, and then that's kind of what kind of got you guys into the funk mode for doing Super Freak by Rick James and Every Day's a Holiday.
Yeah.
Great stuff, man. I mean, take it back to your friendship and musician kinship with Sven and Mercenary going into Mordred. I mean, was that your start? Because Scott also said you did a band.
From Hollywood, yeah.
Okay.
That was where I got back into the scene again.
Yeah.
After high school, I went down straight away down to the Musicians Institute, and then came back up. Sven's like, you got to come back up to the Bay Area and check it out because there's a scene that's like blowing up here.
Yeah.
And there's this band called Metallica that's playing.
Do we have
Yeah.
So he sent me a tape. It was No Life to Leather thing. And I was like, oh shit.
Sven did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he was like, you got to come back up. So I came back up. And Mercenary got formed. And then, you know, Mercenary's reformed now.
Okay.
So
I didn't know. I know Sven was doing this orchestra thing. He had like a freaking.
I think he's still doing that. I think
Yeah, how amazing, right? To go
it's
from
great.
metal bands to just Sven the freaking conductor dude, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
got a great
like,
voice.
played with
And,
them, remember that?
wow,
he's
wow.
having, huh?
We played with them at the fucking bottom of the hill.
Play with Sven stuff. Yeah. Bottom of the hill. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott said that there was so many ties with Mercenary and Mordred that should have been called Mordrenary.
Mercenary.
Mordcenary. Yeah,
Mordred.
yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
The mergery. So,
But
wow,
that's
cool,
reformed.
man.
He called me up a couple months ago and he was like, you know, I feel like doing some stuff. He wants to get over to Europe. He wants to make a record of all of those songs.
Yeah, as he should. Everything should be documented, you know, because it's a very short life, and we're
Who
just
knows
here
how
for
long we're
a
here
hot
for,
minute.
and-
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you. And so, any good memories on, you know, back in touring on the Fool's Game record and In This Life? I know you got a lot of love in the UK and Ireland with that, and you even filmed the official In This Live video on that. What do you remember? I mean, there was a couple English funk metal bands, Ignorance and Scat Opera, that you guys played shows with, and
Sure.
it was quite a scene. I mean, I always thought that was the greatest hybrid of any music is funk and metal, and you don't hear enough of it anymore these days. But what give me some good memories on maybe the Fool's Game tour or In This Life tour, man? I mean,
Well, Fool's Game tour, that goes all the way back to we were playing with Nuclear Assault.
okay, you did a tour with them.
Yeah, we went out with
Nice.
them. They were
Great
super-
guys, Glenn and Danny.
Hooker,
Yeah.
and John. John.
I always thought they were very hell of underrated too, man. Fucking
Great band.
You know,
Very
great fucking
influential
band, dude.
on the second
Yeah.
record, actually, on my
Oh, yeah.
writing.
Yeah.
You know, I took a lot of ideas from their music because we were out with them for
Oh, nice.
the whole tour. So a lot of the stuff I wrote, you know, even In This Life has that, like, a little bit of that feel. And then
Wow.
I took. But yeah, we were playing in, where was it? It was in, I'm trying to remember the name of the town. It got snowed in. It's called the Living Room. It'll come to me. And bass player got his bass stolen.
Okay, Art.
My
Yeah.
guitar got stolen. They broke into our van.
Oh man, I hate to hear stories
They
about
took
that.
it. So John lent me his guitar. He had a Star guitar.
John Conley, yeah.
John
Wow.
Connolly lent me his guitar, and I was playing it, and I put it up for a second, leaning up against the wall, and I went out to like take a piss or something. I came back in and I started walking in the room. My foot kicked the bottom of the Star, went up, boom, came down, headstock went bing, and I was like,
Oh no,
man.
a good deed doesn't go unpunished. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he was very, very cool about it, and we talked about it afterwards, and it was just a really they were probably the coolest band to us of any band that we had ever toured with. Period.
Yeah.
They took us under their wing and they just treated us like humans. You know, if you go out and support a band, you can get treated like dirt.
Yeah. And it wasn't like you guys were in a huge tour bus and you guys were probably out of the van or the RV
We were.
roughing it, man, you know, and those kind of days, man, I mean, it's like, you know.
So we got lucky. We got
Yeah.
a band that was really, really nice to us.
Right on.
You know, and gave us proper sound checks and gave us time and didn't put us with like 3 or 4 feet, you know, from
Yeah.
the edge of the stage.
Yeah.
You know, they were just cool. So I'll always be.
What about those English blokes in Scat Opera and Ignorance? I mean, do you
They
remember?
were cool. Yeah.
Because they
I
were
just-
opening for you guys. You were doing a headlining thing out
I
there.
just saw Neil, the singer from Ignorance, like a couple weeks ago. He was in town hanging out with Scott, actually.
Oh, wow.
And he came to Point Richmond, where I live. And we had a coffee and we hung out.
No way. Really?
Talked and chatted, and he looks great.
Wow.
He
I thought, what a voice. I mean, those guys were amazing. I was
Yeah.
hoping for many more albums. Of
Fun-
course,
fun
that style
dudes.
just appeals to me, you know, big time. And
fun dudes. A lot of good times with them on tour. We had a double-decker bus together.
right on.
And they were with us when we played the Dynamo again. Remember that was
Oh,
fun.
nice. Yeah, that's a good gig to
Yeah.
get. Good festival thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, I saw Neil, and he got to meet my daughter, and it was nice to see.
Very cool. All those
see him
years
again.
later, man. Decades,
Yeah,
right? Wow.
for sure.
You know what? Because I'm from Florida, moved to the Bay Area in '91, and what's really annoying to me in this music business and industry that we know so well is that bands from, like, say, the Bay Area and in my town of Florida, Crimson Glory comes to mind, Nasty Savage, who the most incredible bands, and Mordred from the Bay Area, but seem to get love in way across the world. You know what I mean? Like, you guys got so much love in England and Ireland and all these bands
to
that are big
travel.
in Brazil and Mexico, but yet in their home freaking town, it's like nobody fucking clicks an eye.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it was just
it's really
one of those
weird like
things.
that.
You had to kind of go away from home to get noticed.
Yeah,
You
you
know?
know, it's almost like, I think it's very trendy in America to where people jump onto trends and stuff, to where there's more free thinkers of music in these other countries that it's not so trendy. You know, I think programs like The Voice and America's Got Talent and all that's American Idol, it's like, for one, there's no more bands anymore. They're looking for the solo artist. There's no more, we won't give you an original song, here's a cover tune. It's just a bunch of brainwashing and crap. I just feel like there's not enough, like, free thinking and music where people discover new stuff. And that's why I'm telling people, go discover In This Life. Like I said, a groundbreaking record, man. It's so decades ahead of its time, man. You guys will have your minds blown.
Thank you.
So the next Vision EP, what a moment there too, man. I mean, you know, West County Hospital, right? I mean, just Scott bringing in the girl vocals. I mean, that was a really, I was hoping for a full EP, I mean a full LP for that one, because it was just such an amazing record.
Yeah.
What were your feelings on Vision? I don't think it gets brought up enough, you know?
I mean, it was definitely another, like, you know, like diversion.
Yeah.
Musically. I got to do pretty much anything I wanted to on that record.
Right on.
So, you know, there was some funk stuff, there was some like country sounding stuff, there was jazz, there was also like straight ahead thrash. We were just able to spread our wings and just kind of.
And his guitar player and partner in crime there, Jim. I mean, you guys just as badass as dual as Rick and Holt from Exodus, Aaron and you know, dude in Last Rocket. I mean, you guys, the Barry has always had that double guitar thing going on, and you and Jim are just right up there with all the greats that just have those dual leads going on, and you guys really do it well together, especially when one's doing the crunch and one's doing the clean staccato funk, man. I mean, like, pretty mind-blowing. As you guys can see already, a clip on Entertainment Getaway TV, my YouTube channel, of Mordred with Blind Illusion at DNA Lounge doing a few cuts off of In This Life. You guys were in prime form that night for sure. How do you feel about the new drummer? Not so new anymore, but Jeff Gomes from Fungo Mungo, Merv.
Jeff's been in for about 10 years.
Yeah, and so Gannon's doing the family thing, and Jeff, you know, it was only right for you guys to get a real pro drummer who's had Barry a history to slip in that drum kit and kick ass. I mean, great personality fit. What could you say about Mr. Jeff Gomes?
He's just a stand-up dude. He's a hell of a drummer.
Yeah.
He hits really hard.
Yeah, man.
And he's also a finesse dude, so he knows the funk. He's Barry of funk.
Yeah.
You know, and now he's doing the mixture.
Yeah.
And I couldn't ask for a better.
And he had that background with Fungo Mungo, who I have to say their debut record is on that level of, like, you know, old school Chili Peppers when they were really fucking amazing. And Damien on the vocals, man. I mean, did you guys do any touring on the Visions record? Because I don't even know if I can remember any of that.
I don't know if we did it necessarily for that record, but I think we went out.
Yeah.
That year, I'm fuzzy on the dates and the years because it's such a long time ago.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just wondering because nobody ever brings it up, and you know, just wondering if you guys did any other U.S. dates, or did you guys go over to Europe for that?
I'm trying to remember. I don't recall.
Okay, let's talk about something that's never brought up. The album that when Scott either left the band or was asked to leave, you guys brought in Paul.
Oh yeah.
What do you remember about that record? The Next Room, was it called?
Yeah, it was
okay.
called The Next Room.
Yeah.
We were kind of just stuck between a rock and a hard place. You know, it wasn't working, you know, with Scott at that time for many reasons and on both sides.
Yep.
And it took a number of years for us to kind of reconcile and come back together. But in the meantime, we needed someone. And we had a bunch of tryouts. And Paul came down and he had a good voice. You know, I think musically at the time I was kind of looking for something a little bit different, and I'm not sure if I was necessarily writing the best that I could write for Mordred.
Okay.
Like I felt like I was still writing good music, but I don't think it was really Mordred as much. So
I'd like to know the guys who didn't get the job. Was there any famous names that were kind of like vying for that gig, or what?
Not that I know of. I know we did. Chris from Mordred 1.0, I think was came in.
Because Mark from Death Angel auditioned for Anthrax and didn't get that, and then it ended up being John Bush. So, but Wow, so you got Paul in there.
Yeah, once we
So-
got Paul, we kind of just
A
stopped
different singer, different thing. Did you guys do any touring or any shows on
No,
that?
we didn't get a chance to. No.
Not at all.
No, we
Wow.
barely got the record out. Like
Wow.
as soon as it got released, we were basically.
Because you guys still had to deal with noise and stuff at that time, I feel, right? Yeah.
But
So,
Carl just like dropped us right.
oh
after that.
man.
He was like, "That's not gonna work. You know, you guys. You know, it's not gonna blah blah blah." And then just the band just exploded at that point. Everybody went there.
Because we have to remind all the fans out there that Scotty was not the original Mordred singer.
No.
It was Art and Steve. Steve was the singer,
Skates, yeah.
and Art was in there. Were you in there at that time with Steve too?
No.
or- Okay.
Never played with Steve.
So you were on just in the Fool's Game lineup and
I
stuff.
played with Alex in the interim. We were looking for a singer, so we were
Okay.
singless for a while.
Wow. I don't know much history before what I consider the classic Mordred lineup with Fool's Game and stuff on that. So
Yeah.
so then so after Mordred, didn't you you took off to New York,
Yeah.
right? If I recall. And what brought that on?
Cleveland first, and then I went to
What's that?
Boston. I went to Cleveland first.
Oh, Cleveland.
And, yeah, my girlfriend at the time was in a graduate acting program in Cleveland, and I didn't have anything really keeping me. In
Yeah,
there,
after
so
the breakup there and
I was
everything.
just like, yeah, let's go. So we went to Cleveland I was there for like 6
Cleveland
years.
and then Boston. I spent
And then
about 3
Boston,
months
I
in
went to
Boston. It's a
Berklee
great
College of
city.
Music there.
Yeah.
I got my degree from there, and then I went back to New York, and I was an audio engineer for a number of years in Manhattan.
Were you producing other bands then? Yeah. Or no?
It was commercial audio.
Oh, okay.
So we had cable shows at
Oh, wow.
VH1 and MTV. That was like our bread and butter.
Hey, wherever you can make the money.
Yeah, it was
we all
good.
know it's not in the band scene. It's in maybe video games now, soundtracks, like you're talking about commercials and stuff.
Yeah, you got to be one in a million with the.
Yeah,
actual
you can't
things.
be a one-trick pony and think you can make it in the industry without dipping your toes into other aspects of the entertainment business,
So
the business side that we can't stand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I composed and mixed and did sound effects and sound design, they called it,
Okay.
for a number of years in Manhattan. And then 2008 hit, and that whole industry kind of like constricted.
Okay.
So a lot of the studios started to close in 2008. And then I decided to go back and get like a Plan B for teaching degree.
Yeah.
Teaching music. So I went and I got a teaching degree, and that eventually turned into my Plan A, because it was just kind of like an easy 9-to-5 thing. It was comfortable, and I was starting to think more about just routine.
Yeah.
Family, kind of
Yeah.
just doing my thing. So I've been doing it. I'm still in the same place. They had a Fusion Academy in New York, and they have one here as well in the Bay Area. And I've been like 12 years now with them.
Did you play in any bands locally in New York at all during this time, or
I
nothing?
did. There was some small stuff that I did.
Originals, covers.
It was originals.
Good
Yeah,
for you.
It was originals.
Even though the covers is what makes people money in these tribute acts, but I always tell people I'm too much of an original to ever be a cover guy, even though that's where the money's at. But good for you, man, because I feel like I will die an original, and I just admire people who are the same. And so what were those bands like, if you can name them, and anything that's
Well, one
memorable
was
about those
called
bands?
20-Ton Bridge. We didn't really do a ton of stuff. We recorded a bit. And there was a guy named Renee who sang, who went to the school that I was at. I went to NJCU. I got my teaching certificate from them. And
What was the style of that band like?
it was just kind of like pop, really. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like rock.
Oh, wow.
Kind of like heavy rock pop. And we played some gigs. And it was mostly the guys from the school. It was something to do while we were in school.
Right on, man.
And these guys were really cool.
Yeah.
So we hung out and we became good friends. And then eventually, we kind of drifted apart. I went back to New York City,
Yeah.
and I was living in Harlem, and we drifted apart.
Yeah.
We were in Jersey, so I stayed in Harlem, and I was there for a number of years, not really even doing like a lot of guitar, just living,
Huh.
for a little bit.
Well, let's we get caught up to the present. Well, so you came back to the Bay Area, and what got your interest to get back together with Mordred? Jeff on drums, Gannon's out, and this album, The Dark Parade.
It just happened, man.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, from the time that I finally said okay, because I had some time, you know, to get back into it. I mean, I was like working so much. I finally said, okay, fine, let's do it. You know, and we started to put tracks back and forth from California to New York, and there was still something there. So and I also missed California a lot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I came out, at the time, I came out more for California than I did for Mordred. I just missed it. I wanted to get out of New York. I wanted to get away from the weather, you know, the day-to-day kind of grind that happens in New York City. I mean, I'm from there, you know, and
You're from New York
City.
And then you went to LA and then to San Francisco.
I went to San Francisco.
You did the triangle.
Then I went to LA. Then I went back to San Francisco.
Wow, man.
And then I went to Cleveland. And then I went to Boston.
Yeah.
And then I went back to New York. And then I came back out to California.
Huh. I didn't know that. I thought you were... I always thought you were a Bay Area guy, but now that's the history of Danny the
born and raised
traveler.
in New York.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of New York, the band that changed my life and the concert film, Talking Heads, stopped making sense. Did that ever do anything for you? That band, that concert
for
in
sure.
particular?
You know, David Byrne, he's a maniac. He's super creative dude. He's,
I never realized how funky of a band they were until I saw that concert, and it really changed my life because I was a total rocker metalhead, and I said, wow, a band could be weird and artsy and yet like a world sound but super funky at the core, you know? So how do you feel about the Dark Parade record, and what were the highlights? Because I know Ireland had you back for a little mini tour, right? How was that little tour with
super fun
with them?
Yep, super fun. We went out on a reunion tour. Everybody came, and people showed up. Like, you know, we had packed houses, and they brought their families, which was awesome to see. The people that came to see us brought their kids.
From back in the day, like, here we are back again. And from a fan's perspective, let me say this, is that after Fool's Game, In This Life, you guys were really the climbing up, the Visions EP, and then it just seemed to, like, with this new singer, I didn't really get into it. You know, I was definitely the Scott guy, kind of like Maiden had 3 singers, but I was always the Bruce Dickinson guy, and that's how I felt with Mordred and Scotty in there. So, you know, it was good for the fans to be able to see pretty much the classic lineup with Jeff, a Bay Area local guy, added in there.
Yeah.
So are you proud of this record, The Dark Parade? I mean,
very much.
And
so.
You guys are, I hear, working on a new one, right? Do you have a single out that you can tell the people about?
We don't yet, but we were slated to record, but Jeff kind of had a bout with some illness.
Yeah, I heard about that.
He's dealing with that right now.
I hope you're getting better, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I talked to him a couple days ago, and he's. It seems like he's out of the fire a bit.
Yeah.
And he's just going to be, you know, rehabbing now. I just don't know how long it's going to take for it to.
So the follow-up to The Dark Parade, which that album cover too, adding to that really special art.
Yeah.
You guys, and not Art the bass player, but the artwork of the album is amazing. Yeah. Whoever your artist is, man, great fucking job.
Yeah.
Kudos to your art guy out there. So during COVID, you guys did some of these really funny videos, the waterboard thing, the They Live, They Smoke.
Yeah.
What was this all about? What inspired Mordred to?
You'll have to ask Scott about that.
Okay.
That's a bit more of like him and.
That was his deal, and he's just like, "Hey, come in here."
Kind of like did that type of thing. We just kind of just went along for the ride, and.
If you guys want to go check out the Mordred page on YouTube, and also, you know, they do a parody of They Live called They Smoke, and you know Jeff Gomes is playing Nada, the Roddy Piper part. You can see Danny as the alien businessman at the end there. And it's really funny. It goes to show you guys have a great sense of humor, and you're going beyond the music and just doing these little, you know, kind of like infomercials, like skits and stuff. I mean,
yeah, well, most of that stuff was done during COVID.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
On our hands, and we were all like in the bubble, you know, in the this group of people that we knew. so we could hang and not have masks all the time. Right, so we did stuff. We took up our time, and we had time to do stuff, which was good.
Cool. And we saw the little kind of nod to Soundwave, because in that They Smoke, They Live parody, you know, and he's looking at, it's like, there's the Soundwave logo. And we want to mention Soundwave Studios, which my band Mannequin Planet has practiced in